Welcome back to another Kohan Duels video. I got another pretty exciting one. Pretty exciting meaning that it's two people who aren't me playing. And I have not watched this match before, so it's going to be a good one. I'm excited. We got a new player on the scene. Shameflute, aka Flute of Shame, has been playing with us a lot lately. And so this is the first game of his that I'm going to be casting versus my previous adversary, Wintertoes. I just want to quickly I've done this before, but I always have to do it. I got to do a little thanks to everybody who's been subscribing, who's been commenting. It continues to baffle me almost that there are people who are interested in this. I only have 30 subscribers, which in the YouTube world is nothing, but for me, for what this is, this really obscure game that most people have completely forgotten about, that never had a competitive 1v1 scene or anything, that I just wanted to have fun and make some videos on. Every one of those subscribers is meaningful to me, and every time I get one new subscriber, I'm like, holy shit, there's another person in the world who cares about this game and who's enjoying this. So yeah, thanks for the support, guys, and again, please come and join the community. I'm going to make sure I'm putting links to our Discord down in the description of all these videos. I think I just went through and updated most of the videos. They all have a link to the Discord. But that's where we're all hanging out. We have a solid group of at least 4 of us who are kind of continually on there talking about 1v1s, playing 1v1s. We have a good handful more people who are just interested in casual games, and so we're also doing that. So we're just really trying to build this community, both with the semi-competitive 1v1s and with casual games. So come on over to the Discord if you're interested in playing Kohan. The more people we have, the more this can snowball, and we can just build interest in this game that most people have forgotten about, but the few of us who are still here love. So make sure to come join us. All right, enough talking. Let's get to this game. Alrighty, so we are on Vargen here. I don't think I've shown this map yet. Don't remember. But either way, it's the smallest map in the 1v1 map pool. It's 96 by 96. You can look at the mini-map here in the bottom left and kind of see what the map looks like. Everyone starts off in a little nook here. And we have Shameflute with Nationalists in the north, and we have Wintertoes as Royalists in the south. Everyone has a Gari right near them. Everyone has a wood that you can expand to. Everyone has their 70 gold ruin pretty close to them. And you can see there's 1, 2, 3 entrances, kind of 2 sides. This is kind of a map with 2 lanes. You got this big lake in the middle, which means if you're over here, the only way to get to the other side is up and around or down and around. If we see what's going on the sides here, you got a barbarian here that's kind of blocking or guarding this iron. This is going to give you 75 gold. Empty space here, but then on the sides it gets real interesting. We have the Holy Oasis, which if you'll remember, it gives plus 18 mana, plus 6 every other resource, so it's huge if you could get it, but it's guarded by a dragon. So we have that on both sides. Both players have a dragon, the ability to take that, the Holy Oasis, and then we got the double Coldahite field, which is pretty rare for these 1v1 maps. Honestly, a lot of them don't have any Coldahite fields, so this is one where you can definitely take advantage of the easily accessible mana. But yeah, it's a small map, but because of the lake in the middle and all the terrain, there's kind of interesting paths that you can go. Let's see what happens. Let's do it. Okay, Clear Spring is the name of Wintertoes town. He's starting off with a wood mill, and what's he gonna go? He's going with settlers, he's going with scouts. Standard opening. You can go double settlers, you can go settler scout, you can go settlers into quarry, into engineers, but aside from that, there's not really too many other places to go. Up here, Shameflute is going for the settlers first, and he goes for quarry woodmill and is probably going to upgrade off of that. Very standard nationalist opening. If you're going for a build where you upgrade your town, you're pretty much always going to get quarry woodmill. They're the quickest and cheapest things to build so that you can upgrade as soon as possible, and they're also, you need the quarry for engineers, you're going to want the wood for a carpentry guild and for scouts and all that. So very standard openings, nothing to see here. Wintertoes is upgrading. He's waiting for his settlers to get up. And who do we have for heroes? We have Rock Varagoth. Bravery and cavalry resistant. He's just like a dragoon kind of hero. Gives that cavalry resistance to the whole group, increases the morale, beats shit up. And who do we have over here? Our friend Kendra, Blessing. I think Blessing Kohans are just so fucking good, and I'm always so happy to get one. Okay, Shameflute is building his first settlement here. I'm pretty sure that's going to be well within the supply zone. of the Ironwood Grove, he'll be able to get that wood, especially for Nationalists. Nationalists have one extra supply zone, you know, the radius here on all of their settlements. Okay, and we have Wintertoes moving out with the scouts, and he's going over here, and he is doing the multiple settler trick. Getting that, and going for a quick double expand, that means. And over here, he has just gotten Carpentry Guild. He's going to turn that barracks into a billet, no doubt. Royalist billet is such a good and unique building that I, at least, have never done a build where I haven't gotten a billet. Carpentry Guild into billet is pretty much the standard of any Royalist opening. Now, this might have been a mistake here. He built this a little too far away where he's actually not in supply of that, so he might need to upgrade or to get an outpost to get that. I'm sure he didn't mean to do that. But as you can see, that extra supply zone, Shameflute is in. What does he has for components? Quarry, Carpentry Guild, Blacksmith, Temple. And over here, he's just got a quarry. So he's just managing his econ lightly, I'd say. He's not going for econ buildings, but he's keeping everything in the positive. And he has a lot of positive wood and iron right now, so I'm interested to see what he's going to do with that. I'm sure he's going to go over here and get an infantry cleric company with that quick blacksmith and temple. What is he going to do, though, with that wood? I hope he does something good. Wintertoes just in here scouting. And we can see Shameflute going over here. He's staging himself maybe to get this Kuldahite field. I should mention, too, there are these megalists that give 40 gold. So he's going to snag that. Shameflute has his on his side, which he is... I'm sorry. Wintertoes has his megalith, which he has not snagged yet. But going over here, very standard Royalist opening here. He wants to get... Like I said, he got that billet. He got the Carpentry Guild. Now, with billet and Carpentry Guild, that means that any wood units, i.e. footmen or scouts or bowmen, are now going to cost half from the Carpentry Guild and then 33% less from the billet. So they're going to cost next to nothing. So at economies, we were at plus 41 to plus 32. Pretty neck and neck, pretty standard for this point. I'm interested to see what Wintertoes is going to do from here. He hasn't done anything impressive yet. Not that that's a bad thing, but we just want to see what he's going to do, you know? Okay, over here, and I was right. He got that cleric party. Now, the only problem with this, with the choice of Kohan, is that Kendra has blessing as well as the cleric. So he almost didn't... I would have put Kendra on a different party because blessings aren't going to stack, you know? It's just if blessing is on the units, it's on the units. So it's kind of the fact that he has the cleric doing it is kind of wasting Kendra. Either way, they're moving out here. I'm going to check something real quick. Okay, says my FPS is okay. Things seem to be moving a little bit slow, but I'm making sure that this video is not going to be messed up. Okay, moving back. And it looks like Shameflute is going for his Gari. He's got the force to do it. Moving in there, getting right up. Now, there's a weird thing that I've been noticing with attacking neutrals, and it worked out fine for him here, but it's... So what happens with neutrals is that the militia won't come until you declare that you're attacking them, so you can move up to them and the militia won't come out. So if you move your guys right next to them and then declare that you're attacking, the militia will kind of come out in the middle of your companies, and that can really screw you over if it happens that the militia spawns right next to your captain or right next to your casters. It ended up not being a big deal with him, but I have definitely learned to start your attack from a little bit back. Like, declare you're attacking here so that your guys move forward, the militia comes out in a normal sense, instead of the militia being able to take your guys off guard. Okay, over here, Wintertoes is just moving around with these scouts, not taking these bandits yet, but just moving around. He's at plus 41. He had to build that outpost because apparently he really wanted that wood. And it was, again, a bit of a misplay by placing his settlement right there. If he had placed it right there, he would have been in it, but... I think he's been playing a lot of Nationalists lately, and so Nationalists do have that extra supply zone. Not doing nothing new in terms of components. He ended up selling his quarry here. Maybe that was just to be able to afford the outpost or something. I'm not sure, but he has a lot of wood that he's sitting on. And going for horse archers, that seems like the obvious play right here. Royalists have horse archers. They're a very good unit. I'd say they're one of the biggest perks of Royalist is having access to those horse archers. They cost 2 wood apiece. They're mobile. They do good damage. They're archers. They can kite. So yeah, if you have a bunch of wood as Royalists, that's kind of the first thing you're going to be going for. Over here, Shameflute has taken his bandit, and that gave him a little bit of gold, which I'm not sure exactly what he spent on, but immediately getting a little bowman party. So he's got full footmen, small bowman, short bowman, and he's got scouts, and he's got this cleric infantry party, and he's got engineers. He's got a full 5 of 5 party right here. That's actually slightly concerning because there's no more indies to take, and he's going to need to get, I mean, I guess he's going to have to upgrade, or he's going to have to disband the party to get a settler. It's really easy to get company limit blocked as Nationalist, much easier than the other factions. So Royalists and Seiya, they get 2 supply or 2 company limit per settlement and per upgrade. So they very rarely run out of company limit. Council are the same as Nationalists, where they only get 1, but they have the super cheap upgrades. So it's easy for them to kind of keep up with upgrading and settling to keep up with their supply. Nationalists, however, they are the hardest because their bonus is that they get 2 components for their villages instead of 1. But that means that you have to build an additional component, which costs, you know, at minimum 20 if it's a quarry, but sometimes more than that if you're building something else. Plus, they have to spend 200 to upgrade. So it's just such more of an investment to upgrade your villages to get that extra supply, extra company limit. But anyways, he is at 5 of 5. He's going to do something. It looks like he might just be sacrificing these scouts, knowing that he's maxing company limit. Okay, over here, and we got Grenadiers with Cleric Paladin coming out of Wintertoes. Now, Paladin is going to give spell immunity, which against Nationalists is relevant if they're going Zealots and Fanatics. It's not terribly relevant against anything else. Paladins are they just do decent damage, though, you know. They're never a horrible choice. But against Nationalists, I have to imagine the only reason he's getting that is because he's afraid of Zealots and Fanatics. Wintertoes has taken his Gari here. And so Wintertoes is sitting on 1, 2, 3, 4 settlements at 24 gold. Over here, Shameflute is at 65 gold with 1, 2, 3 settlements. Now, I like Shameflute's position. Okay, it looks like he did lose those scouts, and I imagine he's going to immediately get some settlers there. He has been selling off stuff in his main city to try to get some tech, and I like the play. He's at a very, very solid 60 gold, especially on this smaller map. That's like a very respectable income to kind of ride at for a good bit of the rest of the game. He doesn't have to macro up too much more from here. He's going to want to get another settlement for supply, but he doesn't. I think it's the time to be focusing on tech, which is exactly what he's doing. We'll see what he gets out of this. He might be getting some summoner companies. He might be going for the astrology hall to get the invoker, which is such a powerful caster. Over here, going for the iron. Again, he doesn't have any companies too impressive. The only tech unit he has is this 1 cleric. Let's see what Wintertoes is doing over here. Wintertoes is finally going and taking his bandit, and that's going to be a nice little gold boost because he's at low gold right now. Low GPM, I should say. He's got some techie companies. He's got these clerics. Horse archers aren't really what I'd qualify as a techie company. Okay, scouts are seeing what Shameflute has going on over here. They're going to fight, but they're going to get out of there because this infantry is going to take them down very easily. And what else is going on over here for Wintertoes? Still hasn't built anything in Hawk's Nest. Still sitting on a quarry there. Getting his first wood mill here. And still sitting on the same tech here. He's not looking too great, to be honest. I'm a little concerned about where this game is going for him. He had to spend that extra 50 on the outpost to get that. And I think that set him back a good little bit. Okay, but we have an engagement here. And these Grenadiers are strong. This is a very strong company. Grenadiers with Cleric are going to be able to take down what Shameflute is throwing at him right now. If these two were full, they could take the company for sure. But the archers kind of balance each other out. The horse archers are probably doing a bit more, especially with Cyrus, who's summoning elementals in the background there. So Shameflute forced to retreat. And Wintertoes is going to push. Wintertoes is pushing here. He's got an outpost coming up forward, and he wants to do something to move himself forward in this game. He is not looking to continue to macro. He is not looking to continue to do anything on his part, but he realizes that he has the advantage, and he is going right for the forward outpost. How is Shame going to react here? Shame is indeed getting those settlers. He's at plus 72. He's at a very respectable gold amount, but he needs more company limit. He needs more companies because he has the gold, he has the resources, and he has the tech. So he needs another company desperately. Okay, these guys are just going to come in here and kite. I love it. Oh, this is such a powerful kiting company with Cyrus there. Yeah, Cyrus. Like, the ability for horse archers to kite is great on its own, but then being able to just throw out a elemental and leave it there is something that usually only Nationalists can do, but now Royalists are taking it. Very cool. So we got Wintertoes moving in here. He's going to see what he can do. He doesn't have super, super good parties, but neither does Shameflute. Shameflute, like I said, has very little tech. And like a full footman and short bowmen and short engineers are just not that threatening. So let's see what happens here. It's getting tense. Over here, we got the other settlement going down. And I like what Shameflute is doing. Okay, Wintertoes is coming up here and just doing a little harassment, just forcing forcing Shame to come over and deal with the harassment so he doesn't move his Ironwood Grove. And we got the engagement here. Paladin and Grenadiers coming out in front, doing so much damage. They are not dying. This guy is doing, ooh, extra health. What does he give? He gives cavalry bonus and bravery. So he is just doing good. He is just being a powerful frontline attacking Kohan. And this party is just wiping out what Wintertoes, what Shameflute has. And yeah, the Horse Archers are in the back doing a lot of damage. We have Cyrus here summoning elementals. And this is scary. This is such a scary company. The militia is going to come out and is going to do good things. I think at this point, Shameflute really, really needs to hide behind his militia. Wintertoes was able to take the Ironwood. And yeah, it put Shameflute at negative. It wasn't the hugest deal. It did put him in the negative. It is losing him a bit of money, but his econ is still so much better. Okay, this settlement is up, and now he has to make the move. Now he is Gutsu. Okay, he got full Gari Anvils as one of his company. I want to see a good tech company, though. Okay, that's not bad. I would have liked to see a DPS company instead of summoners, to be honest. I would have thrown some Maelstrom engines in the back. I mean, you don't care about your economy at this point. You're kind of just in survival mode. Not that it's like Wintertoes' game by any means, but Wintertoes is pushing. Wintertoes is going forward. The Gari Anvils, they're fine. They're pretty much just infantry. Their spell immunity is not particularly relevant right now, and I don't think it's gonna be unless Wintertoes starts massing Sorceress, which is a pretty good unit, but doesn't seem to be in his cards right now. Wintertoes is continuing, though, to sit back on pretty little econ, but he is getting, look at that, he has iron and mana, and I want to see what he's going to do with that. He can do some impressive things, and, ooh, he is going for a forward settlement here. So he is bringing the battle right to Shame's door. He sees himself in a bit of a standstill, and he wants to just make this exit even more impregnable. And I think that's really the reason for the village there. He's going to use it to get some econ for sure, but he's not thinking about holding it as much as he is holding everything else. But the Gari Anvils and the infantry are going to be a pretty solid front line. Gari Anvils have good defense. They're pretty close to infantry in terms of how good they are. I don't know all the stats off the top of my head. And yeah, it is looking like Wintertoes is not going to be able to get this now. With 2 archer companies and a very solid front line, including more summoners or more elementals coming in from the front line, he's not going to be able to break through it as much. Winter is the one who needs some DPS now. If he was able to get a tech archer company, I would be very impressed, and I would think that would do a lot for him. Instead, he's going for more Grenadiers, more front line, and that's going to help push through for sure. I mean, he is kind of in a position where he only has one real frontline company and one real back row DPS company, so you've got to kind of keep those balanced. I feel like it's a very big part of unit composition in Kohan. You need to have both, but you need to keep a balance on them. If you have too little frontline, then your DPS is just going to the enemy is just going to be able to get to them too quickly, and they're going to melt. If you have too much frontline, you're going to be able to survive but not do as much damage, and then their back row DPS is going to be able to just take you down. So it's a big balance here. Moving in, going to do a little bit of harassment with these horse archers. And we're at plus 56 to plus 82. Wintertoes has gotten his econ back up to a respectable amount. This village just went for wood. Balancing out his resources for the most part. And just trying to continue this push here. Shameflute is huddled around his Ironwood Grove. It's a little bit of an awkward position because he wants to stand behind the militia, but if he does, then the horse archers or anyone else can just easily come and take this wood. Okay, and the infantry got caught a bit out of position there. Oh, and Kendra goes down. Oh my lord. That is huge. Oh my god, these guys are getting so caught out of position. I think they might have just routed to a bad place. And these guys are regulars too, so it's even worse to lose them. It looks like they were able to get out, but that sucked. That was just a little bit of not paying attention there, which happens because it's an RTS. Holy shit, elite guards come out. I did not notice that. Okay, this is going to turn the tide of the battle for sure. I think he has enough to hold this right now. I think he's going to lose his Ironwood Grove, but with the militia here, the Gari Anvils, and the footmen, And the infantry slowly coming back in. That's enough of a front line to deal with Wintertoes' army that has not gotten any better here. But over here, he decides to, instead of bolstering his main army, go over with these other grenadiers, take this side settlement, and this is going to be huge. This sucks for Shameflute. So he is just going to move in and attack Wintertoes' army that is right at his door and get them out of here. He's going to lose this settlement, and he's not happy about it, but it's going to happen. He's not able to get over there in time. Okay, so it's a magician and a cleric for these elite guards. Not the absolute best unit comp, but it's DPS, it's healing, it's this massively good front line. Yeah. I might have used that. I might have tried to get an astrology hall and then gone for a grenadier front but invoker back company. But either way, I don't think it's a bad move, and I think these guys are going to be able to do a shitload of damage. Look at that. They're doing like 40 to these scouts and taking 3. These scouts are doing nothing. Sending them out by themselves to pretty much deal with this, and he is actually pulling away. What's happening over here? Okay, the Gari and the infantry are going to go over here, and they're going to stop this company from Wintertoes from going forward anymore. Oh, and he didn't take the settlement. Very interesting. I'm kind of confused about that. He had the settlement like completely done in his grips, and he decided to continue to push. Over here, Shameflute is pushing back. And I think he's going to be able to deal with this. Well, it's just archers left. They're going to have to retreat. Get them out of there, man. First bowmen have got to go. These bowmen have got to go. Shameflute just kind of split his army. So those grenadiers were destroyed by Wintertoes. Did not end up taking this village and did not do anything to this Gari stronghold either. So Wintertoes is looking like he's being forced to retreat here. And again, Shameflute's army, or Shameflute's resources are kind of have plummeted. He's at negative 10 Coldahite. That's negative 50 gold. He's still staying at plus 39, which is okay. It's not the end of the world. It's not an econ that's going to really do too much. Rebuilding this, I think he's rebuilding that library. It might have been the first time building it, and it might have got lost during the attack. I'm not sure. Either way, he's getting this library back up. His econ is not impressive. He's a little sad right here, but he's got a really good army. He's at 6 out of 7. He's got these elites. He's got these infantry with tech. He's got 2, mediocre front lines, but he's also got these guys with tech. Going back here, let's see what's happening. These guys have gotten up to regulars. These guys are up to regulars. So Wintertoes is still sticking with the same armies, and they're doing pretty good damage over here. He's at plus 62 and back up to plus 58 with the completion of that library. So their econs are very similar, but 6 to 4. And we see that those 6 are pretty threatening. So Shameflute is doing the right thing here, and he is moving back out. Back down here, we got the same Grenadier company coming out for our friend Wintertoes. And there's been absolutely no sighting of of Fanatic or Zealot. No Temple Tech aside from Clerics that are coming out of Shameflute here. And so I question the decision to continue making those Paladins. I guess he's just like, he wants the Cleric and he wants another back row. So might as well put a Paladin over a Grenadier. I can see that if you can afford it. So he is going with those Grenadier companies. I would like to see a bit better tech. I would like to see a Sorceress even. But again, it's hard. It is a lot harder when you only have 3 components than 4 components to be able to have that maneuverability of tech and that versatility. Okay, but it looks like Shameflute is doing a good job here. It looks like Shameflute is going to take this. It is not a one-sided battle by any means. Oh, he has Grenadiers. And look, the exact same company coming out of Shameflute. Again, Kendra going on with the Cleric is not the best, but this is still going to be a very threatening company. And it's a bit of a, it's a shit show of a fight here, but Wintertoes is going to lose. Shameflute is able to move in. He has lost some companies, not lost companies. He has lost a lot of units. He has been forced to retreat, but he is moving everything here to take Eagle's Eye. The elites in front are going to be able to do it very easily. They lost their DPS in the back, but they still have a Cleric. Elites plus a Cleric at this point in the game with the tech that Wintertoes has, even if that's not the absolute best, most impressive company, it's an impressive company that's going to be able to take care of this very easily. Takes Eagle's Eye under the control of Shameflute. And once more, the harassment happens. Wintertoes does what he failed to do before and finally takes the settlement. And there was a sawmill and an iron, so that is going to hurt. Whoa, +3. That actually completely crippled the economy of Shameflute. And I might like to see him just sell that sawmill and raise this and move back. You're not going to be able to hold it. Shameflute's army is better. but you're trying to move in, hoping that his entire army is over here, but he's not. Shameflute is doing a good job of covering both ends. Really good job of splitting up his army, actually, which is something that you kind of have to do on Vargen. It can happen that the battles can just take place in one of the sides, and then both players ignore the other side. But if one player decides to bring the battles to the other side, then you kind of have to be there too. Or you can just completely abandon it and go for a base trade. That never seems like a good idea to me, though. Okay, these Gari Anvils routed in a really bad way, and they're going to get taken down pretty easily. I love seeing Roark just go and chase them down brutally. Okay, so it actually looks like Shameflute is in a bit of trouble on this side with the Horse Archers coming up. That was enough for Wintertoes' company to be able to take this. There's full militia at the Gari, so I don't think he's going to be able to completely push through right now. But it makes my idea of raising the settlement actually a little less attractive now because he's got a foothold here. Okay, more Horse Archers on this side are going up and doing some harassment. So he is sticking with Grenadiers and Horse Archers on both sides. He's got more Grenadiers coming out, that same company that we've been seeing from him all game. And Shameflute is just continuing to do what he does. And he's at low economy, so he hasn't really been able to add anything to this. Neither player has... well, that's a lie. Wintertoes has been adding more Horse Archers and more Grenadiers. I would like to see... I don't know what I would like to see. Royalists are tough. I mean, I would like to see some more tech, but Royalists also don't have the most impressive tech. So sometimes it's like, well, especially in such a small map like this where the battle is just so right in front of everybody and you need to be continuing to bolster your army, those Grenadier companies, they ain't doing bad. So that, you know, I kind of do like what Wintertoes has going on here. I don't know if this outpost is going to finish, which is a shame. I guess he should have built it just a little further back. He really needs an outpost here to continue this battle. That would have been great, but Shameflute is there just in time to stop it. These guys got to get out. You're not going to finish it before Shameflute is able to destroy it. He's doing more damage than you're building. Get out of there, Wintertoes. Fall back. Over here, we got more Grenadiers coming up on the eastern side here. And Shameflute is also fighting back. He's got his Leets there. And those Leets and those Grenadiers are going to be able to just wipe down anything that Wintertoes is throwing at him. Plus 69 to plus 35. Economy, it's okay for Shameflute. He's been able to restore it to, you know, repair it a bit. He's still at minus 8 Coldahite. And, ooh, this is a battle here. We have the exact same Grenadier companies going at each other. And then we've got this elite guard company, and Leets are just so damn good, and I think they're going to be okay. I really do. Yeah, once they're up to these Horse Archers, they're done. They're just going to take them out so quickly, and he's going to be able to take Phoenix Heights back. Wintertoes, if you got it, yep, he sold the sawmill, sold the quarry. That's good. He got some money back from that. He is able to be happy enough saying goodbye to Phoenix Heights. What he might be trying to do here is if he can pull off Shameflute's army enough to let it not be in siege mode, and then he can raise it, but that's not going to be able to happen. Okay, and over here, I've never noticed Shameflute has this settlement here, which is a good position. He has access to this Coldahite, and if he can get an engineer over there, that would help him so much. He can almost afford it, and I think that's what he should be saving up for, to be able to repair his economy here. But he's sitting on his same companies. He doesn't want to move. Wintertoes making a macro move. He's got a lot of money, so I don't mind that. I think it's pretty good. It's kind of a standstill right here, and he has plenty of room to expand. If he can sneak a settlement over here and get these two, or if he wants to be a little more conservative and go there just for the iron. But we got an engagement here. Wintertoes is going to poke and see what's happening, see if he can continue to, you know, do something to break this standstill. And we got the Paladin over there swiping his Holy Sword, doing a lot of damage, taking a lot of damage. This company is going down, though, slowly to the excessive amounts of bows that are in the background. But Horse Archers, they're going to be able to go in here and take care of this bow company. It is a close battle, but in the end, Shameflute is able to hold him off. Now let's see, Wintertoes Settlers going right there, not going for any of the resources, but he just wants to be right up front. But Shameflute sees that. He knows that is going down. He knows that he just destroyed Wintertoes' army. He's going to try to move in with what he can to stop the settlement from going down. Over on this side, Shameflute is making another attack with the Grenadiers and the Elite Guards. And I don't think he's going to get through here, but I think he's going to do a lot of damage, and he's going to kind of scare Wintertoes. If he can get up to these Horse Archers and do damage before they get away, it's going to be better. But Horse Archers are able to get back in right where they should be. The Grenadier companies from Wintertoes are going to be able to hold off Shameflute in a good way, I think. But the elites are doing so much and are just completely destroying. Rorok is gone, completely destroying these grenadiers. And over here, we have another push from Shameflute. Shameflute is trying to go on both sides. I absolutely love it. And these elites are able to just get in there. These elites were able to just completely destroy this army. And these were really close. Kendra, I guess, gave the little bit of a heads up for Shameflute's company, but the elites are virtually untouched. If they can go in and even just take one of these, I don't think he's going to be able to push to the main right now, but he's going to be able to... if he can take this, if he can take Hawk Next, that's going to be huge. Goes for the billet at Hawk's Nest too, I'm noticing. I personally never do that with Royalist. I tend to just sit on billet at one of my my main, which is where I'm getting all my tech from. But who am I to talk? Royalists are my least played faction. And now he has two places where he can be getting companies out, and different companies too. He has the Carpentry Guild here and does not have it there. Either way, Shameflute, he lost his captain, so he's just going to wait for that to come back up. But he's going to be able to take out this Ironwood Grove if he wants. He could just sneak that out. He could maybe just take the outpost, or he could go for there. Not sure what he's going to do. Shameflute is continuing over on this side. He is moving in with the Grenadiers, the Infantry, and the Bowmen. But we have a settlement up. We have an outpost going down. We have Wintertoes struggling to survive. And plus 10 is Shameflute's economy, and that's very low. But Wintertoes continuing to get more of the same Grenadier companies. He's going to hope they can do something. I need to see him get some. I would have liked to see only get one of those companies, sell your iron here, get a library, and get some bowmen with tech, with maelstroms or with mages or a sorceress. Get some sort of back row DPS, because that's what Wintertoes needs to be able to win these battles. And Shameflute is able to take out this settlement without much problem. Wintertoes basically just built that to give to Shameflute, and now he's going to try to hide behind his new outpost that has absolutely no militia in it. And Wintertoes is really being forced into a corner here. It's going to take a little bit more from Shameflute to be able to get out and actually deal the finishing blow, but I don't see Shameflute losing this game at all. Horse archers are going to come up and try to do something. And quickly repairing over here. Grenadiers of Shameflute got the mage backing, and I don't mind that. I don't mind that one bit. You've put your cleric back there. Two clerics are pretty redundant because, as I said, blessing doesn't stack with other blessings. So he just wanted more DPS for his army here. These horse archers are going over and they are going to do some harassment, but the elite guards who have been pestering Wintertoes so much this game are just going to be there in position. And Wintertoes just doesn't seem to know where to go with the Royalist army from here. He kind of keeps making the same company, and it's a good company. He's got, he's sticking hard with these Grenadiers, Cleric Pally, and with horse archers in the back. And it's not bad. He's doing pretty good damage with it. But he doesn't seem to be able to quite take the lead. Though he's doing a lot right here. The militia is kind of getting stuck a little behind there, but they are going to be able to come out after the rest of Shameflute's front line is melting. And over here, Shameflute is continuing to move with these Grenadiers and Elite Guards, and they're going to be able to move in there. Shameflute is forced to retreat his army here, though, and it looks like Wintertoes is going to be able to take back his settlement. And this back and forth is continuing. I do think Shameflute is looking better here, but it is not out of the realm of possibility that Wintertoes could win this. Wintertoes has such a better economy. If he can just do something to make a company that can deal with these elite guards, then he's going to be in such good position. If he can hold them off, if he can tech up just a little bit and just really leverage that higher economy, there is a really good chance that he can beat Wintertoes here. That he can beat Shameflute here. Shameflute's moving in. Take that wood, and you're going to be able to hurt the economy a lot. That's going to be -8 gold. And they're going to put their economies a lot closer together. Trying to kite here, lure them into the militia, and we have horse archers and militia trying to take down these elite guards. Over here, a standstill continues. Over here, engineers are coming out. I hope they go for one of those Coldahite fields because he needs it desperately with his economy. Shameflute's Grenadiers and elite guards are forced to retreat. He's able to get a pretty good position there as Wintertoes kind of is able to get his horse chargers aside and force the frontline battle to happen in a small spot where Shameflute was not able to get any sort of arc with his elite guards to do maximum damage. So I like how that worked out for Wintertoes. Moving over here, Wintertoes is trying to push forward He's trying to do something. He needs to make something happen. He has a lot of money. What is he going to do? Is he going to save up for an upgrade? Is he going to do some more tech? Like I said, I still like the idea of selling that blacksmith and getting some library tech there. Or perhaps over here. I don't know what you can do there. You could sell the billet. That wouldn't really do much. Horse archers are moving over here. They're going to try to harass a bit. Plus 77. Oh, damn. Out of nowhere, Shameflute was able to completely fix his economy. I'm not sure what happened. He might have lost a company that was eating up a lot of mana. I bet that's it. Yeah, because his army here is looking pretty haggard. Where are his elites? Did they go down? Did the elites die? Dude, I'd missed that happening. Well, the elites are gone. And all of a sudden, Wintertoes is looking in a lot better position. Their economies are pretty neck and neck, but their military is also neck and neck. And Wintertoes is making this really strong push here. And Shameflute is down in terms of, you know, his army composition. His army's taking a lot of hits is what I'm trying to say. And Wintertoes looks like he's staging himself to be able to do something really good over here. The horse archers are over on this side, trying to kite and harass. Meanwhile, the grenadiers are over on this side, trying to move forward. These grenadiers are veterans. They're getting 125% bonus. These two are just both recruits, so they're not getting any bonus. But this is the decisive move. Wintertoes is moving in here, and I don't think he's going to be able to take this. I think there's too much here. If he had the horse archers, if he made a concerted effort, I think he'd have a better chance. But let's see what happens. The engagement is happening. 2 grenadier companies from Shameflute are going to be able to meet the 3 grenadier companies from Wintertoes. And then the archers in the back, I think, are going to be able to do very, very solid DPS. These infantry are also going to be able to get in the battle. These grenadiers are going to be able to get in the battle soon. Elementals are coming up. And Wintertoes is moving forward very impressively there. He's got Rorik always in the front line, always kicking ass, and he has that veteran company, but it's not going to be enough. Shameflute's first engineers are destroyed, happening over here, and these horse archers are doing really, really good harassment. I'm pretty impressed by how he's able to manage that and this at once. He's doing a really good job multitasking and trying to attack on both fronts, and he feels like that's his move right now, and that's the way he's going to be able to win this. And it happened. He was upgrading. That's kind of what I thought was going to be happening. Saving up all that money. He was sitting on a lot of money for a while and is finally upgrading Clear Spring. And this could be... he's sitting on a good bit of money, so he's going to be able to pretty quickly get what he needs, although he doesn't have a Carpentry Guild. Let's see. Going right for that library. Nope. Going for the Woodmill. Maybe he's going to go for the Carpentry Guild. If you get a Woodmill into a Carpentry Guild... you're not saving any money. I mean, he does need that wood, so it's fine. But you're spending 88 for the Carpentry Guild and then 50 for the library, so that's 138 as opposed to spending 100 for the library. But it's going to give him more gold per minute. It's going to help his economy. Shameflute is moving out over here. He knows he has a bigger army than what Wintertoes has, but the horse archers come in just in time, and now this army is actually looking pretty even. He has more horse archer DPS than Shameflute has archer DPS, I believe. 3 grenadier companies versus 3 grenadier companies, though. They are the veteran and a regular here. Are going to be dealing a bit more damage for Wintertoes, but I think the tech coming out of the back of Shameflute is... No. Shameflute's going to lose this battle. Shameflute is not going to be able to push it because these horse archers are sitting back doing so much damage. 12 horse archers versus what is only... I believe it's only 8. Yeah, versus only 8 archers. The horse archers are going to be doing more DPS, and these summoners are not going to add to that DPS. They're adding to the front line a bit, but it really didn't matter at that point. Horse archers are going to continue to do what they do best. Move forward here. They're going to kite a bit. They're going to try to pick off some of this army. Shameflute is continuing to have a really good position over here, but this has become a very close game, guys. Wintertoes is getting more of those grenadiers. He has built his woodmill here. What's he going to do? Getting the Carpentry Guild... And he's definitely going to get a library there. And then he's going to have all the base components for all the tech he needs. At that point, he could upgrade his library to a mage college for an elementalist. He could upgrade this to an eternal path for a battle priest. Or probably the best thing at this point is to just get that library and then get cavaliers off of that. You don't need any extra tech off of that. And cavaliers don't even like casters in the background because they want to be able to leverage their full speed. 7 companies for both. Their armies are so close. Their econs, however, Wintertoes is ahead. 2 grenadiers, 1, 2, was that? Yeah, 3 grenadiers, 1, 2, 3 horse archers. 3 grenadiers, 3 horse archers, engineers. He is sitting on the same army comp that he's had the whole game, but it's working. He definitely doesn't need goons on this map. Grenadiers are able to do just fine because of how small the map is. Goons can go back and forth, but he's been using his horse archers so well doing that. And over here, he's got horse archers and grenadiers, and over here, he's got 2 grenadiers, 2 horse archers, and the engineers. So both players have split armies. Now, Shameflute started to move in with only his front line, and I think he realized he was doing that. He now has 4 frontline grenadier companies, 1 infantry, and he's still got those 2 bowmen. He needs to get some bowman DPS going here. He finally got that astrology hall, and are we seeing that looks like an invoker there? Yeah, we have an invoker company, invoker cleric grenadiers with Kendra. Very good company. Again, toss Kendra on somebody that doesn't have clerics, though. I guess you have a cleric in every single party, every single frontline company, so not really much of an option because you do want them on a front line. But you could have tossed Kendra on like invoker, not double invoker. That would have been kind of pointless. Maybe even just invoker magician, something to give that extra DPS in the back, or maybe just another grenadier in the back. Just toss 1 invoker there, have the grenadier, and then you have extra frontline damage from that, but you already have the blessing from Kendra. Either way, he's moving out. He has the ability to get zealots. He does not have the upgrade to get fanatics yet. He doesn't have the Nightbringer, but Shameflute's moving in, and we have an engagement over here too. Wintertoes is moving out with his army of grenadier and horse archer, and he knows he's going to be able to take undefended settlements like that. We got a flank coming in from the side from Shameflute, and this is going to be good. He's getting a really good arc here. He's getting all his guys in the battle, but Wintertoes' horse archers are sneaking in from behind, and it looks like they're going to be able to take out not taking out any clerics here, but they're going to be able to take this front line away from the battle. These horse archers are just sitting in the back doing what they do best. And the flank from Wintertoes is not going to be enough. Shameflute is easily going to be able to move in here and take this, and Wintertoes is going to be able to win on this side. So the back and forth continues. Wintertoes is taking over here. Shameflute is moving forward over here. I think perhaps once they get to the outpost, when Shameflute is going to have to stop, but he's going to be able to take this settlement for sure. And these guys have needed to go over and take that settlement, but look at that. Fortified walls is giving 15 militia in Shameflute's Somerset, and he did that because he knew this was going to be a hotspot. Lots of militia coming out. I don't necessarily know that's going to be enough still, even with that fortified wall. Wintertoes is retreating over here, and Shameflute is going to be able to move forward. 250 gold Shameflute is sitting on. Wintertoes is sitting on. What are you going to do with that, man? You've got to get some good tech here. You have so much that you could be doing. Shameflute is sitting on a good little bit of gold as well. But Wintertoes, I got to see you spend that. I got to see you make a big move here. I have to see you upgrade something here or just get calves. I know you're going to be behind. Get a mage college. You can get a mage college there as well. Get that Kuldahite up and get some elite tech. Whether that's Elementalist or Battle Priest or Cavaliers, I want to see something. Okay, but Horse Toes. Wintertoes is going over here. He's going to take Somerset. That is huge. Wintertoes is now starting to get a bit on this side, and if he can take that Kuldahite, that'll be huge too. I think he should work on doing that. Meanwhile, though, Shameflute is coming in very heavily from the north, and is going to be able to take everything that Wintertoes has going on in the west. So we have Wintertoes moving up in the east, but losing his footing in the west. 7 companies against 7 companies still. They are still sitting on pretty much what they had. Wintertoes has let his economy go a lot further down, doing what he feels like he has to do, though. Shameflute, his economy is in a very similar spot, plus 40 to plus 33. No one has gotten anything new and impressive, and Shameflute is splitting up his army, and I am just loving how this game is playing. Vargen is a very fun map. Sometimes it can lead to just very short games where there's just one big engagement on one side, but this is exactly what I like to see, where it's just constant back and forth on both sides. Players are being forced to split their army. Nobody wants to base trade, so that, you know, nobody wants to just put all their army on one side and let the other player just completely go in and impregnate their main. But over here we have horse archers and grenadiers versus archers and grenadiers. And it looks like with the militia of Shameflute, he has sent just the right amount over to be able to stop Wintertoes' advance. And Shameflute is moving in heavy here. He has taken all of the western side. He is going to take down this fort. But we have Wintertoes making one last move, trying to defend himself. But he has nothing impressive. Finally, over here, Cavs with an Elementalist and a Ranger. He went all out on this company. Holy shit. And now his economy is in the negative. At this point, man, just grab another company. You have 92 gold. You're going to be in supply zone for this fight. Just make another tech company. Get it out there. You're going to be super negative, but it's going to be okay for now. You can kind of get rid of some companies after you stabilize. Moving over here, though, Wintertoes is trying to hold on to Somerset, but Shameflute is, like I said, kind of sent just the right amount to be able to deal with it. And Shameflute is moving in hard here, but the Grenadiers and the Horse Archers that Wintertoes have been sitting on and has been doing good damage with all game are continuing to do good damage. Oh, man, this is intense. Let's see what these Cavs are able to do. Again, this company is only going to have a movement of 22 instead of the Cavs 32 because he put that Elementalist in the back. The Elementalist is going to be able to do really good damage. I think he could have just tossed those on his favorite unit right now, the Grenadiers. But he wants to have just a super powerful company, and he put together what he could. DPS in the back, beefy front line, and he's able to hold off Shameflute. He's able to push Shameflute back, and he might be able to take back Altamore, I think. But Shameflute was able to take back what he has over here. And the standstill continues, because what Wintertoes was able to get on the west, or on the east, he lost, and what he was losing on the west, he's going to be able to take back. God damn. I do not know who's going to win this game. There were times where I thought either player was ahead. I still think Shameflute is ahead, and I think he's been kind of ahead the whole game, but it's still anybody's game. At this point, almost an hour in, Shameflute is reorganizing his army. Shameflute, yes. Invoker, Cleric, Leets. This is going to seal the game. If he just has the patience to sit... I would put this company back here, honestly. He put himself to -12 for that. Holy shit. He's got to get engineers over here to take this cold height. That is what's going to be able to get him into an okay economy position. But he's sitting at -28. He doesn't even have any engineers. Fuck. And Wintertoes, they're both sitting on 7 companies. They both have elite company up. Wintertoes is just sitting over here with his... He's staging for a big attack here. Wintertoes still has his engineers, which is actually really big right now. This is like chess where it's the end of the game and you have that one pawn left that your opponent doesn't have, and that actually ends up winning you the game. Okay, this is the engagement we're looking for, though. Where are they? Oh, the elites have the Invoker up. They don't have the Cleric up, but the Invoker is going to be able to do really, really good. Okay, and coming in from the side, the Cavaliers with those Elementalists, and they're retreating, actually. They're trying to get into a different position. No, they're trying to get right into the thick of it, trying to be able to take down those casters and not be dealing with a militia. But Shameflute's Grenadiers are falling back. What's happening? The Elite Guards are going down. They were able to do a lot of DPS and really melt Wintertoes' front line there. And Wintertoes is forced to the retreat. I think... his flank with the Cavaliers was very well thought out, and I think that would have been very, very good for him, but they kind of got caught up in the militia is what happened. So this was just the fact that Eagle Eye was there in Shameflute's possession and was able to really stop the flank is what the militia was able to do. Wintertoes here, oh, bad route, and we got Grenadiers going down for Shameflute. Fixes his economy, though. But look at him, 0 and +2. His economy is so fucked. He's got to do something big here. And Wintertoes is not in that much better position econ-wise. At this point, it looks like the battle is shifting to just this side, and I think that's the right play for both people, honestly. Both Shameflute and Wintertoes need to make a definitive move to push in on the other one, and I would like to see his Horse Archers just join the fray. More Grenadiers with Elementalist support. I like this company. This is the company I would like to see more of. He's got that solid front line. He's going to be putting some really solid DPS in the back, and he's going to be keeping them alive with Clerics. And over here, we got just some Elementalists being thrown at our friend Shameflute. But Shameflute needs to make a move. Wintertoes needs to make a move too. They're both in the same position. Wintertoes is not in as bad a position. He still has a chance of fixing his economy. He still has a chance of not being in the negatives. Infantry over there, I guess just poking out to see what's going on. Man, if one player was able to take their dragon at this point, that would be fucking huge. I don't know, man. If Wintertoes is able to just hold off, take his dragon, and take that Holy Oasis, he would be in such a better position econ-wise. That's a lot, though. It's a lot to ask to be able to send multiple parties over there and then get your engineer over there and spend money on the Oasis and an outpost. If this turns into more of a standstill, then I think that's the play for Wintertoes. But right now, I would be hesitant to do that. Workshop at Altamore. Plus 27. He's getting back up there. Meanwhile, Shameflute is still on +2. So his economy is at a complete standstill here. Okay, these Cavaliers are going to flank. Oh, and he sees it. Shameflute sees the sneaky flank of the Cavaliers, and the elites are going to be going toe-to-toe. They're going to be meeting each other. Nope, they're just going to be going back to the main army. These guys have got to get in the battle. These guys have got to get in the battle because both players need all men on deck. Okay, Cavaliers are coming over from the side, and they're not able to get any casters. They're just getting Grenadiers from the side, which is taking them off of the front line and letting the Horse Archers do some more picking off. But nevertheless, Cavaliers are going down. Elementalist is in the back doing a lot of damage, but Shameflute's elite guards are right where they need to be. They have the Cleric up for the blessing and the heals, and the Invoker is just doing so much reverse damage and is giving them even more... and they got the healthy, and God, those are just... Invokers are so good. Reverse damage and armored. Look at that. Extra defense. This is such a powerful company. I think this is one of the most powerful companies in the game, is Elite Guards with Invoker and Cleric support. But... it has to happen. Shameflute is not able to do it. And these Horse Archers are just so much DPS in the back. And I love that these guys have gotten up to veterans. They're doing even more damage. And they're just going to come in and try to pick stuff off and harass and try to finish off some of these companies. And if he can do that, that would be huge. Wintertoes continuing to look good here. Shameflute's Grenadiers go down, and that fixes economy, but it doesn't fix his position here. 7 companies down to only 4 for Shameflute. All of his companies are what we're looking at right here, and they're all decimated. Holy shit. Wintertoes, I think, is actually in a really good position here. He's got companies that are devastated, but not as much as Shameflute's companies. Eagle's Eyes is only at 350 health. It's going to go down fairly quickly. And so much good kiting is going on with these Horse Archers where he is just not letting Flute of Shame take a breath. We're at the 1 hour and 3 minute mark in this game, and it has been such an amazing back and forth. Okay. Wintertoes, what do you do here? You can take your dragon now. He could do that. I'm just saying. Just saying. Just throwing it out there. He could take his dragon. But... that's not the Wintertoes I know. Wintertoes likes to fucking attack his opponent and end games. And so that's what I'm expecting from him right now. He's at 102 gold, though, which is... he has a lot of stuff he can do right now. And at this point in the game, when it's just such like a locked up battle, it's a standstill. Both players are sitting on very low econ because they have to be spending all their money to get a solid military to be able to deal with the other person's military. And both players just have to keep going up and up, spending money on their militaries. It's very rare that you have a lot of money at this point to be able to do something. So when you do get in a position where you have a lot of gold, it's really, really big moves that can be made. These Horse Archers over here, oh my god, that is amazing. They are kiting the elites, and they are pulling the elites off of the main battle. And that definitely gave Wintertoes time to do a lot more damage to the front line here. And look at how powerful that purple line is looking. And with the elites coming over here, they're going to be able to do a lot of good stuff. But Wintertoes' Horse Archers are in the back, taking out some of that DPS of Shameflute, and Shameflute is forced to retreat again. He got another company. He got the same elites and Invoker, went down to -19. He's desperate. He's trying to get companies out there that can do something to not lose him this game, but Wintertoes is going to be able to take Eagle's Eye. Wintertoes is at +33, -25. And this is the point where you're just like, fuck, it's a last-ditch effort for Shameflute to try to win. And I can't believe that Shameflute, I really thought he was going to win this whole game. This has just been such a crazy, amazing back and forth. This is one of the best games I've watched. This has been awesome. Shameflute says, I think I'm beat. B-O-N-T, Bont agrees with me, the greatest back and forth ever. Oh, man. And everyone is just is kind of taking a breath right now. This is the first time that all our players and our observer bot have had the time to just talk for a second. And just kind of everyone be like, whoa, this has been one hell of a game. Wintertoes is going to repair Eagle's Eye. He is staging for the final attack. Because Shameflute has no economy. If Shameflute moves out, all his guys are taking out of supply damage. And they're supplying up more slowly because of that negative. Damn, this is an imposing army. This has been such a good game. I fucking love this. See, guys, this is just what I'm talking about. I think that Kohan is just such a good 1v1, A, spectator sport, B, to play it. There's just so many good back and forths, and I think more than other games with Kohan, even if you're behind, there's always just that chance that you're going to win. It's so much harder to put people in a position where they're super, super crippled. And a lot of times it will happen in Kohan that you'll have one player, not in this game, but it will happen where you have one player that will be ahead for most of the game. Like, it'll be a 50-minute game, and come the 20-minute mark, that one player will kind of be ahead and continuing to move forward. But there's never that other player always has the chance. There's so much like falling back to militia you can do, and so much like selling your components to make that one tech company that can be the one that finishes the game, or that can like put you back into the game. There's just so much cool comeback stuff you can do, and just so much cool hanging on you can do that makes it really interesting to watch, where you're not just like, okay, player one wins, player one gets in, attacks, and the game's over. There's always more to it than that in Kohan. Okay, here's the big engagement we've been waiting for. This is Wintertoes. He's going in there. He's building that forward outpost. My throat is actually starting to hurt because I've been casting this game for a long time, but it looks like it's finally going to be over pretty soon, but I don't know. Shameflute. Flute of Shame, aka Shameflute, is moving in here very hard with his powerful elite companies and Wintertoes. Wintertoes, you might have to retreat here. You actually might not have quite what it takes to finish this game, because you are now just on horse archers, and these elite guards are going to absolutely melt your horse archers. But Wintertoes has got the outpost up, and Shameflute says, I'm not going to continue this battle. Holy shit. So usually this is the point where I say what happened this game. But I don't even know what happened that game. Like, it was so back and forth. I thought Shameflute, I keep calling him Shameflute. I thought Shameflute, Flute of Shame, our friend in the teal, was going to win that game for most of the time. Both players were sitting on the same tech for a while. Now, Wintertoes was able to get out his elite tech. Well, no, Shameflute got his elite tech out earlier, and then it went down. That was a huge thing. So I think what Wintertoes did really good that game was harass with the horse archers. He did a really good job harassing with the horse archers. He managed his economy pretty well and was able to sit on a higher economy for most of that standstill than Shameflute was. If we're looking at it, like, look at it right here. Yeah, Shameflute was way ahead in the beginning, but for most of the time when the battles were going on, Wintertoes was ahead in econ. There were some points where he diffed, but I'd say overall Wintertoes had the better economy there throughout most of the game. And so that's what gave him that. During that all the standstills that were happening, Wintertoes was kind of able to fall back on something a little more. And it was so back and forth. Both players kept going back and forth, and there were so many like small micro decisions and small unit comp decisions that I think both players could have made differently that would have swayed the game. Because in terms of like the raw, like army versus army and macroing and settling, both players were really neck and neck. But goddamn, that was just such a good game. I loved that. I'm not even going to analyze it any more than that because there's too much to say there. And this has already been a long video. That was so entertaining. I had a really fun time casting that match. I hope you guys had a really fun time watching it. Join the Discord if you want to play. If you want to get into these competitive 1v1s that are super fucking fun, then you should join the Discord. If you just want to play some casual games, we got that going on too. If 1v1s seem intimidating to you, first of all, I'll say we're not the best players in the world by far, and we're also very, very willing to teach at all. Bont and I, especially, I know Bont has actually said like he's willing to coach people. He knows a shitload about this game. I don't know if I know as much as Bont, but I think I got a pretty good handle on this 1v1 format. So I'm also down to just help people. If people are like, I want to play these 1v1s, but I'm scared that I'm just going to get crushed and you guys are better than me. Well, we're a small group here, and we're super, like, we want more players so badly. So we're never going to be mad at somebody not being as good as us. And you will get up to speed very quickly if you just start playing. I promise you that. But we also play casual games. We've been playing games at least a couple nights a week on the Discord, and there's usually at least people talking in the Discord every day. Casual games, competitive games, and just watching. If you just like this as a spectator sport, that's part of the reason why I'm putting this up there, is that I think it's super fucking fun to watch Kohan. So if you're just into that and you like that and you just want to be a part of that scene, then go on there. I mean, oftentimes when I play 1v1s, I'll just stream my screen on the Discord so anyone can watch. So yeah, man, we're trying to build this community. It's so much fun. I love Kohan. I hope you love it too. This has been a great game. Ziza signing off.